Hello, everybody. I wanted to do a Stranger Things season 5. It's a final season spoiler review, so there will be spoilers in this. I'm not going to go too heavy with like details. I'm just going to give you my take on what I thought of it. But season 5, final season, and I got my oak moss and sage candle. I would, if I had mics, I'd put it up to the mic so you could hear the crackle of it. So not really a crackle, not really a crackle to it. So when it first started out, excuse me, I drank, just too fast or whatever. I don't know. So when it first started out, I thought that it was a little slow to start out with, and I watched it with my dad the first episode, and I was like, "Did you think it was too slow, or was it?" And he said, "No, I thought it was perfect." And but I thought as it went on, the first episode, it really picked up, and then the second episode rolled around, and I really liked the first episode. The second episode rolled around, and it was. I'm like, this is the same quality as the rest of the show. This is. You got the horror aspects, the Steven Spielberg Amblin aspects. You've got the aspects of it like the comedy aspects of it. I mean, you got that guy with the chalk bringing in the goods. It's really funny, and he was funny throughout the season, and I mean throughout the series. And I'm glad they brought him back, and he was in, I think, every episode he was in. So that's pretty cool. So I really enjoyed the first two, but then the third episode I think was the strongest when it came to the mix of comedy and action and horror and all that stuff, and it really was good. And then the final episode ended with a bang, and apparently Vecna comes out and takes all the kids and admits that he wants to take weak minds and turn them into people he can control to make a new world, basically. So I assume if he were to succeed, he would do this to the whole world, not just the town of Hawkins. We do meet up with that redhead girl in the coma. I forget her name. But she comes back in a really memorable way, and I'm wondering how she's concocting a plan with Mike and Nancy's little sister, who they're trapped because, like I said, Vecna is now taking kids, little younger kids, to be like his minions, if you will, tricking them into thinking, "Hey, I'm here to help. I'm a nice guy." Now, a couple of things that just strike me as, I wouldn't say it takes me out of it, but the kids' ages. I mean, the kids in high school are all really in their 20s, and the older kids are probably either their late 20s or maybe even their 30s, some of them. I don't know. So that kind of takes me out of it a little bit, but it's not a deal breaker in any sense of the imagination. And I really, really enjoyed, though, how even though they did age in that sense, they're still the same characters, and they're same, they've evolved, like people do. But so but the age thing does kind of, you're looking at these people saying, "Hey, they don't look like kids." They don't look like kids. They don't look like people in their early 20s or whatever. So that kind of takes me out of it a little bit. And also the tech. I don't. I guess they always kind of had tech that was a little out there, like science fiction-y kind of fantasy tech that really doesn't exist, math that might not be 100% accurate. So that kind of was like, really, could that really happen? Could you really turn this thing on a roof and find a signal or something? Is that something that you could really do? But I don't know, they're nerds, so and it's a show that's like make believe, so you kind of suspend disbelief with some of that, as well as their ages as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed the first four, and then like I said, the last one ends with the Vecna scene, and then Will gets like talks with the Mia Hawke character. She tells him about, hey, if you can be brave, and then Mike even tells him, um, maybe you can control the Demigorgons, and in the end, he saves everybody by killing the Demigorgons, breaking their arms, breaking their legs, and basically doing what Vecna did to people, but doing it to and his eyes turned white and everything. So he saved the day in the end. And I predicted, and I think I made a video about this. You could go back and look at some videos I made. I don't know exactly which video it was, but I predicted that it's not going to be 11 that saves them. Although I think that they all kind of help out. It's all kind of a team effort. But I think the one that's really going to save them in the end is going to be Will Byers, the one that started the whole thing in the first one when he went missing. So I think that's ultimately who's going to save them all, with a little help from my friends kind of thing. But I think Will is going to be the one to save the day in the end. And there's a scene in the trailer where Vecna kind of puts that thing in his mouth, that pipe thing, and puts stuff in him and controls them. I don't know if that's actually in the show or they edited it out, but I think somehow he overcomes this and ultimately destroys Vecna, and I think that's what's going to happen. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, well, that's okay. I've been wrong before, but I do think that that's what's going to happen. So I really enjoyed. So I really enjoyed this first set of 4 episodes, which I'm guessing everyone is going to end with a cliffhanger. Well, the first 2 are going to end with a cliffhanger, and the ending, hopefully, they stick. I think is on the first one. Obviously, came out Thanksgiving Eve. The next one comes out the 25th, so Christmas, and then the one after that, I think is either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. I'm not exactly sure, but so the next one's going to end in a cliffhanger, and then the last one, hopefully, they stick the landing. I've really liked this show. I'm gonna miss it, but I really hope they stick the landing with the ending. And I really enjoyed the first 4 episodes. Really, really, really good. And if I had to rate it, 5 out of 5. I'll give it a 5 out of 5. Okay, that's gonna be it, guys. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but may the force be with you. Happy Thanksgiving to anyone who celebrates it, and may the force be with you, and God bless.